Welcome to Arsenal's greatest FA Cup victories, Volume 2. The Gunners were formed as Dial Square FC in 1886, the same year that the first motor car was built. They changed their name to Royal Arsenal 2 months later and entered the league in 1893. Today, Arsenal have a record of extraordinary success both in the league and in the most prestigious competition in football, the FA Cup. But it hasn't always been easy, and Arsenal's first appearance in a cup final in 1927 saw them go down 1-0 to Cardiff City, who took the trophy out of England for the first time. But the man who got them there, Herbert Chapman, had created a new force in English soccer. 3 years later, he guided Arsenal to their first cup triumph against Huddersfield, and since then they've won it 4 more times, beating Sheffield United in '36 and Liverpool in 1950. In 1971, they secured a historic League and Cup double, more of that later, while 1979 was one of the most thrilling cup finals ever. From their humble beginnings on Plumstead Common, the list of stars passing through Highbury reads like a who's who of British soccer. Among those we'll be seeing in action are Ray Kennedy, who joined the club aged 16, the flamboyant Charlie George, George Graham as player and manager, Alan Ball, David O'Leary, who holds the club's record for appearances, and the new generation of stars like Paul Merson, Lee Dixon, and Kevin Campbell. 14 cup ties and 44 goals make up this very special celebration of Arsenal's recent cup history. We'll be following the Gunners all the way to Wembley from the 5th round of their 1971 double campaign, and we'll take in their hard-fought battles of '73, culminating in victory over their London rivals, Chelsea. Then we've a look at Terry Neal's squad of the late 70s and early 80s with 4 cracking cup ties against teams from the Midlands, and to finish, a selection of great goals from the Arsenal teams of today. We start then in 1971 with a tough 5th round tie at a foggy main road. Many famous names are there in a team carefully blended by Bertie Mee to combine the defensive experience of Bob Wilson, Peter Storey and Frank McClintock with the youthful flair of Ray Kennedy and Charlie George. One notable absentee is George Graham, replaced by John Samuels because of lack of form. Our commentator is David Coleman.
Heslop to Corrigan. Was he outside? He was. He was outside the area. The linesman was in line with play and was looking for just that. I saw the linesman move to get in that position very quickly. And it was a good decision. He did stray out. And they're going to be pulled back. George, 1-0. And how did that beat the wall? Let's see how it got through. It was beautifully struck by Charlie George. And where did it go? Did it go through the wall? Did they break? Well, it's perhaps not decisive evidence, but it almost looked to me as if it went round. But 17 minutes gone and 1-0. Booth for Manchester City. Bell. Young. McNabb. Radford. Good ball. George is not offside. He crossed the halfway line. He's on his own. Just the goalkeeper. 2-0. Now watch for the moment the ball's played here by Radford. And in fact, you see George cross the halfway line, so no question of offside. And just look at his coolness here. No one had a chance to stop that. Charlie George is second, Arsenal second. As Bell, 2-1. And Bell with something that came right out of nothing. And Bell, once he got the chance, gave Wilson no chance.
So the FA Cup had produced a new star. But no goals away to Leicester in the 6th round meant a replay back at Highbury. George Graham's restored to the side, the commentator, Alan Weeks.
Throw to Leicester, being taken by Kellard. Comes to Farrington, number 7. Farrington with a cross. It's a good one. Good header by Fern, it's there. Leicester City take the lead. Rodney Fern, the scorer. Oh, it's been called back. Mr. Finney has called it back, presumably for a foul on Rice as he went for the ball. Mr. Finney very definite in his decision. Corner going to be taken by Armstrong. Shilton came out. George with a header. Charlie George scores for Arsenal. Arsenal 1, Leicester City 0, and only seconds remaining in the first half.
So Peter Shilton powerless against Arsenal's aerial strength. Now it was the turn of Stoke City's Gordon Banks in the semi-final replay at St Andrews.
Armstrong to take the corner. It's a good header, it's there, Graham! That was a real car header. And watch Graham, and watch the car he gets right up in the top corner, and the world's best goalkeeper can't get near it. Armstrong. Radford. Yes, Kennedy! And Radford took full advantage. This is a wonderful position to be in. Dead ball line, hard and low, and Kennedy escaped from the defence. 2-0.
And that goal took an unchanged Arsenal into the final against Liverpool. They were captained by Frank McClintock, the Footballer of the Year. The Gunners had clinched the league title just 5 days earlier in front of 52,000 at White Hart Lane. McClintock had 4 unsuccessful Wembley appearances behind him, 2 in the FA Cup with Leicester, 2 in the League Cup with Arsenal. Would this be 5th time lucky? The commentator, Kenneth Wostenholm.
And here come Arsenal. There's Bertie shaking hands with Bill Shankly, Frank McClintock, Bob Wilson, Bob McNabb. There's Charlie George, Peter Simpson, there's Ray Kennedy, Pat Rice, and big John Toshak just on the right for Liverpool, John Radford on the left, and the officials. And that's what it looks like when you walk out of the tunnel, and that noise must hit you right between the eyes. Arsenal on the left, Liverpool on the right, Bertie Mee leading Arsenal, Bill Shankly leads Liverpool, behind them the 2 captains, Frank McClintock of Arsenal, Tommy Smith of Liverpool, 1st and 2nd in the Football Writers' Player of the Year award. And off they go for the 1971 FA Cup final. It's a game which will be as tight as anything, I should think. So to Liverpool, choose the highway. Hughes picking up this one. Evans. Hall. Hall to Toshak. Hall. Great coolness by that Arsenal defence, and Kennedy is onside. He was in his own half. What a sensational breakaway that could have been. Liverpool were committed. Up front. And Kennedy waiting inside his own half. George. Graham, who's keeping such a cool head. Throw to Arsenal. Radford. attacks will get past Tommy Smith. And George. What's moving? And even the referee flung up his hands in horror at that one. A great shot from Charlie George. Just watch him let loose from this one. How many yards would you say he was outside the penalty area? About 20. Great shot. So Charlie George really stings Wembley with that scorcher. Story to Radford. And Armstrong goes in, and a great save by Clements. But what a header by Armstrong. Moved in when nobody could have seen him. Nobody could have seen him. Fine effort by Armstrong, who's playing his 64th competitive game of the season. He's not missed a match for Arsenal, nor indeed has Bob Wilson. Tremendous record. So the Arsenal crowd in fine fettle and in high spirits feel that the double really is on the cards. So off they go, and the Liverpool fans are stung into retaliation. Graham. Splendid first half he had. Lindsay. Hall. Toshak, Hall on his left. Goal kick. We've got, and there's a substitute for Arsenal. And I think it will well be Story going off. Yes, it's Story going off. Story goes off, and on comes Eddie Kelly. And the crowd now beginning to realise that stamina is going to play as big a part in this cup final as skill. There's nothing between the teams as far as skill goes. Kennedy back to George. A little bit of breaking on the right by Kelly, and he's got Radford with him. This is Radford, number 9. And Kennedy moving to the near post. A beautiful move by Arsenal. Lovely move by Arsenal. And notice how Radford hits this one to the near post. Already Kennedy is moving. There he is up, pacing the defence. And a lovely flick, a move that really deserved a goal. That's football as it was meant to be played. Simpson. And Tommy Smith over there to deal with Armstrong. Out of play, throw to Arsenal. Graham with the throw. Kennedy. Kennedy back to Graham. And the corner kick given away by Smith. Arsenal very dangerous when they move with these quick short passes. These wall passes extremely accurately made by Arsenal. Very, very dangerous indeed. Armstrong with the corner. Arsenal's throw. Saying that he wants to have another go. First long throw of the match. And it's hit the bar. Hit the bar of Graham's head. And look at that throw, and Dennis Graham moving into it, just gets a touch, hitting onto the bar. And no nonsense about that corner, given away by Tommy Smith. Liverpool under a lot of pressure, looking in trouble now, and it's off the line by Lindsay. Now, can Liverpool break? There's Lindsay who saved it on the line. Thompson to Hughes, to Highway. It looks as if this big crowd is going to get an extra half hour's play for its money. And the whistle goes for the end of the 90 minutes. And even the referee is looking very, very weary. And away we go for the first 15 minutes of extra time. Kelly. Now stamina really is going to tell as much as skill. Smith down to Lindsay. Clintock, the man who's played in 4 cup finals here before, 2 in the League Cup for Arsenal, 2 in the FA Cup for Leicester, and he's been on the losing side every time. On Radford, number 9. Graham. To Radford. That is how many players have got the stockings rolled down. Simpson. Lloyd. Hughes to Thompson. Highway. Oh, he scored! Highway's done it! 1 minute of extra time, and Highway sold the dummy to Bob Wilson. And there's the Wembley Cop has gone wild. It was a beautifully taken goal by Highway. And notice as the ball is knocked out to him, he seems to be getting into a position for a low centre. But watch Wilson move out of his goal. There's the gap created, and Bob Wilson is caught. And after 91 minutes, Liverpool take the lead. This huge television rostrum of ours, suspended from the roof, is really shaking now. And the Liverpool fans taking a breather as trainers bench call the Liverpool defence to come out. George to Kennedy. Radford. Oh, it's going to be the equaliser! Yes, by Graham! And Liverpool relent. So, watch this terrible mix-up. There's an up and under from Radford. And the ball just bobs around, and Tommy Smith, usually so clever at getting it clear, but Graham coming on the blind side of everyone, just flicks it into the net, and it's 1 goal each. And erupts. Now we've another 15 minutes, and the crowd must know that a lot of the men are in trouble with cramp. They're obviously tired, and mistakes are much easier to make now. So just 15 minutes from the end. Hughes. Paul. Ball brought down by George. Free kick to Liverpool. Thompson. Thompson back to Lindsay. Toshak. Goal kick. John Toshak. Not really got to many of them. Certainly got to that one. Wilson's turn to protection from the sun. number 10, Kennedy. Oh, Liverpool were kidded then. They were kidded into thinking he was going to lay a short pass onto Graham.
George has done it. A tremendous shot. 6 minutes and George Graham has just turned somersaults. What a great goal that was by this 20-year-old. Now he gets the ball from Radford, but watch him hit this one. Limits no chance. So Arsenal can go wild. Lindsay. Now Rostrom is still shaking, but it's the Arsenal fans who are causing it this time. Lindsay, up goes Toshak. Lawler! And Lawler clutches that right leg down. And this, despite what's at stake, look at the sportsmanship of this match. The Arsenal players are going to him. Simpson and Bob Backhand helping Lawler back to fitness. 2 minutes left. Well, that policeman must be a Liverpool fan, I should think, the one on the left. Lindsay. Oh, this should be fun. Simpson giving away a corner. Could only be but a minute left for play, I should think. Hall to take the corner. And Wilson takes that one, and it's just as if he scored the winning goal. We make it 20 seconds to go. And Arsenal, who finished the season under such fantastic pressure which would have broken everyone, have done it! Arsenal have done the double, and Mr. Burtonshaw even collapsed at the end. Tommy Smith the first to congratulate him. This is a tremendous feat by Arsenal.
Well, that equalising goal was later credited to Eddie Kelly, the substitute. But it was the local boy, Charlie George, a product of Holloway School, who at the age of 20 had won Arsenal the glory of an historic double. So, at his 5th attempt, Frank McClintock was finally victorious at Wembley. And that's still the crowning achievement in over 100 years of Arsenal history. We move on now to the 1973 campaign and another tie against Leicester City. Alan Ball was now the dynamo of the Arsenal midfield, with Jeff Blockley at centre-half. George is relegated to the substitutes bench, Peter Shilton is still in goal for Leicester, Alan Weeks is still at the microphone.
Rice cutting down the right wing. Kenny losing it to Glover. Glover's got the speed, but there's only one man in the middle, that's Birchnell. Keith Weller overlapping on the right. Weller with a cross. And the ball is still in play. Birchnell again. It's there! A beautiful goal by Worthington. Arsenal stood absolutely still on that. They thought the ball was going out of play on the first move. An overhead kick by Alan Birchnell, and Frank Worthington was in there to score Leicester's first ever goal against Arsenal in the history of the FA Cup. 10 minutes of play gone, and Leicester City, against all odds, take the lead. McNabb looking for that space down the middle. Still Leicester managing to get back there. Roth. Still in possession. That's a good one. Farrington in with a chance. Farrington's shot, it's a good one, it's a goal! What a beautiful, beautiful goal! And it's been called back.
Well, Frank Worthington was in an offside position when the ball was kicked, but there's only one person who can decide whether he was interfering with the play, and that is the referee, Mr. Jack Taylor, and the goal doesn't stand.
McNabb. That's Kennedy. He's got it. Straight from one end to the other. Ray Kennedy found that spot in the middle of the Leicester defence. The Leicester players obviously still shattered by the disallowing of the other goal. They came straight back. And it was Ray Kennedy who blasted it home, giving Shilton no chance at all. But that's how luck can go for you. Leicester City having a goal disallowed at one end, and within a minute, Arsenal coming back through Ray Kennedy to equalise at 1 goal each. This is Birchnall to Worthington. It's there, must be. Misjudged by Wilson. Farrington the scorer. John Farrington. A lot of good work on that left wing. And the cross, which looked as though it had to be held by either the defender or goalkeeper Wilson, was misjudged. And so Farrington scores with 7 minutes left to play. Free kick to Arsenal, Blockley taking it. This is Armstrong. Armstrong again. It's there! He's equalised! George Armstrong got it. Seemed to go straight through Graham Cross and underneath Peter Shilton. And so, with about 3 minutes left to play in this match, Arsenal have come back and tied it up again.
So, Geordie Armstrong, Arsenal's last-minute saviour. 4 days later, the teams met again at Filbert Street for the rematch.
Worthington, Farrington, and it's there! The whole defence seemed to stand still. The Arsenal players looking so dejected from this set piece. The ball was flicked back here. That's Worthington. Birchnall didn't touch it. Farrington there, and Bob Wilson unable to get across to it. It was always beating him in the top corner. Bradford got it. It's Manning. Simpson, McNabb, Story. Bought himself some room. Kelly. Bradford, it dropped just right, and it's there! And Radford has put Arsenal back in this game. The ball just dropped absolutely right for him. Brilliantly put through, and it dropped inch perfect. Shilton couldn't get there. Radford off balance, just getting the final touch. Bradford, ball. Kelly. Good shot, it is there. Arsenal have stolen one now. It was wonderfully well struck, right into that far corner, and it's 2-1 now for Arsenal with 10 minutes left for play.
Terrific shot by Kelly there. And after a match both goalkeepers might choose to forget, Arsenal went through to an easy home win against Bradford. For the 5th round tie at Carlisle, the injured Bob Wilson was replaced by the long-serving reserve goalkeeper, Jeff Barnett.
in. Corner. Peter Simpson is coming up. Alan Ball in the 6-yard box. There's Simpson. Too long. Comes to Kennedy, who didn't get it right. Rice is not offside if he goes on. Ball! And it's in, 1-0. Alan Ball, the scorer. And the ball floated back into the middle. Rice looked to be the man to make the run. And in fact, the defence called a little bit looking for players, a little bit ball watching, and Alan Ball put it home. It's a good ball. Martin de Balderson. Gorman. Martin. Yes! Well, if any man on the field has really deserved it, it's been Dennis Martin. A goal that, in spite of the way Arsenal soak up pressure, surely had to come. And how well deserved, both by the individual who scored it and by the team. The cross from Gorman, who waited and got it round the other way, and Martin's header guiding it past Barnett. And everything set for a tremendous second half. So 7 corners apiece, 1 goal apiece, and McClintock up for this set piece. Radford trying to make it, McClintock! Carlisle players absolutely stunned, but nobody picked up Frank McClintock. He had a free header and he directed it to perfection. Really a very simple goal, but very well taken.
Stiffer opposition now as Arsenal face a Chelsea team who are always difficult at Stamford Bridge.
That's good. McNabb. Ball. Hudson for Chelsea. Lock. Recalled, and Hudson heard him. Osgood. Kemba, and it's Kelly in the way. Osgood! 1-0! Like Osgood take goals like that. A really superb volley. You don't blame goalkeepers, you congratulate the scorer. Garland now joined them, and Charlie George placing in the goalkeeper now beginning to get worried with the extra man on the wall. That's George. McNabb. Corner. Gary Locke. Armstrong with a corner. Ball. Alan Ball is about 5'6", 5'7". Really scores with his head. His 3rd FA Cup goal. The equaliser for Arsenal today, and pretty vital too. Brings them right back in, and he certainly got some power off the pace of the ball when it arrived on his forehead. 1 each. Dempsey. Simpson. Rice. McClintock. Oh, that's trouble. In a tangle, Kennedy. And George. 2-1. because of the frailty of this Chelsea defence. In all sorts of tangles then. Dempsey harried by Kennedy. Phillips not sure. The ball arriving back to Charlie George. Perhaps a bit lucky to get a second chance. 2-1 now in 2 minutes from being 1-0 down. Rice. Hollins now to Hudson. Locke. Osgood. Garland. 2-each by Hollins. And Hollins took that, giving Wilson not the slightest hope. It really was a remarkable piece of quick thinking and snap shooting by Hollins to restore Chelsea. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2.
John Hollins, later to become a great Arsenal favourite, on this occasion the villain, forcing a replay at Highbury 3 days later.
Kemba coming through to find Osgood's pass. Simpson trying to get it away, McNabb does, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy going on between Garland and McNabb as Arsenal come away. There was a fine header by George, moving on to the return. Phillips out, McCready in his way, George scores! Completely quick break by Arsenal, but I don't think it's going to stand. The referee is still at the other end of the field, talking now to Garland, who is being booked. Dempsey. Garland. Back to John Hollins. Garner is in the box. Garner wins it in the air. Houseman! Garner won it in the air and Houseman not in home. Pat Rice for Arsenal. George Armstrong, number 7. Kemba coming across. And that's a penalty. McCready there protesting now for Chelsea. John Phillips to face Alan Ball. One apiece, a despairing dive by Phillips, but Alan Ball makes it 1-1. Ball taking on Hollins, good running down by McNabb. Kennedy is on the far post. Kennedy!
That superb header took Arsenal to the semi-final, but they were knocked out by Bob Stokoe's Sunderland, who were en route for a surprise Wembley triumph. And the mid-70s saw a lean few years in the Highbury Trophy Room, with Arsenal unable to progress beyond the 6th round of the Cup. But by 1978, Terry Neal was building a new-look Arsenal side, brimming with fresh talent in the shape of Graham Rix, Frank Stapleton, Malcolm MacDonald and the midfield general Liam Brady. Also in the side for a 4th-round clash against Wolves was a young man who'd left Molineux only that season and who was to have an astonishing impact on Arsenal's Cup fortunes, Alan Sunderland. The commentator, Barry Davis.
David O'Leary coming to the near post and headed down by Sunderland. 15 minutes gone and the ex-Wolves player scores against his old side. Another goal really from a Wolves point of view, given away from a set piece. Real lack of decision in the 6-yard box and Sunderland given the chance to head down and pass Bradshaw. Nelson, patching, Hibbett. Oh, he's tried well! Oh, that's a brilliant goal! That is a brilliant goal! Oh, he really does pull those out of the draw from time to time. Lovely turn, all in one movement. Jennings was a bit off his line and it curled right over his head into the far corner at the bottom. Magic goal, received with great delight by the Wolves supporters who've travelled down. McCall again. Price. Rice. Going to peel for handball. Corner. Peels by both sides as Rice went in with a wallop. And there's some trouble between Hazel and Pat Rice. Tensions boiling up right at the end. And the referee wants Hazel. And the linesman getting involved in explanation. Hazel really has lost his cool and is off. 40 seconds plus injury time for a 10-man Wolves side. Must be about 2 minutes of injuries and stoppages. Bit of pushing going on. Young, McDonald! Malcolm McDonald! Malcolm McDonald goes and turns to the crowd. In truth, he's not been that much involved in the match, but the winning goal is his in the 90th minute of the match. Well, you can forgive him things when he's scoring goals, and he scored one which will take Arsenal through to round 5.
Super Mac there doing what he's always done best. But Arsenal again lost out in the final, this time to Bobby Robson's Ipswich. And by 1979, the Highbury faithful were growing impatient. A major trophy seemed long overdue. After 4 replays with Sheffield Wednesday, they now met Notts County at Highbury.
Nelson. Torbert's made a good run down the middle, but wasn't used. 4 in the box for Arsenal. Stapleton with the ball. Commentator at last with some excitement in his voice. Here's Stapleton. Sunderland. Richards. Brady and Richards. Price, Stapleton waiting, Nelson's cross, and McManus all over the place. It was dug out by Blockley. Punched down by McManus, who struggles to get up. Rice's cross, Price had it flicked away from his head by Masson, and Torbert's shot ends up in the crowd. And some unbelievable action. We had more in a matter of 30 seconds there than in all the previous minutes. And Jeff Blockley, who dug it away off the line when Eric McManus was all at sea. And it's off the crossbar by Sunderland, and then he blocked it on the line. Sunderland blocked the shot on the line, or the header on the line from Willie Young, after the ball had come back off the crossbar. Here's Brady. Rice is in the middle. Stapleton mishit it, and Blockley cleared it. Brady. Blockley once again. O'Leary. Rice. And that was a real testing one on the near post, and they've got a corner out of it. Wicks is going to take the corner. O'Leary is up on the edge of the 6-yard box. Here's Willie Young, and it's Willie Young. Well, 2 defenders between them produced the corner, and another defender at last produces an Arsenal goal. 72nd minute of the match, and Willie Young sails through the air with the greatest of ease and thumps it with his forehead past McManus. Flag stays down, and here is Vinter, but Jennings has to be there. Willie Young quite unconcerned about that incident. Brady. Superbly down on the ice. Oh, it must go in! Well, a goal out of context with the match. A brilliant run on this near touchline by Liam Brady. Really, absolutely ghosted his way down the line, carving patterns through the ice, and the cross turned in by Talbot.
Brady could skate through a defence all right, but could he guide the team to major honours? The road to Wembley at this point led them straight back to Nottingham. Forest this time, whose goalkeeper was Peter Shilton, of course.
challenge by Talbot. Shoulder by Clark. Lovely turn by Woodcock. Gemmell looking for Robertson. McGovern. Oh, Jennings! Somehow, but how? And Robertson really causing trouble. Found McGovern here. And it seemed to have beaten Jennings, and I think it may well have come back off the posts, and indeed it did. Sunderland. He's got no help forward at all. And he's got a free kick. If we're judging that Anderson had put the scissors on. Stapleton and Sunderland just outside the 6-yard box. And that is a beauty by Stapleton! Shilton never moved to it. Brady's free kick. 2 ran, 1 then pulled out, got behind his man who was Lloyd, and Shilton had no earthly. Insistent on the 10 yards. Nelson adding an extra man to the wall. Clark getting in there as well. Robertson to crack. And Curl hit the post! And the ball flicked off O'Neill's toe by Ricks. And the second time Arsenal have been saved by the post, but the second time the goalkeepers pushed the ball onto it. Nelson letting it run out, which it did eventually, although he had to play it, so it's a Paris ball. Nelson rolls the ball away. Expected reaction from the crowd. Gemmell, was he pushed? He was certainly tripped. The referee says play on, and Arsenal took it quickly, and it didn't. Forest took it quickly, and it didn't work for them. Look at Price here, forcing the back pass, saving a few more seconds. Shilton out of his goal needs to make a good one, and doesn't. And for Nottingham Forest, it's 50 and out. The goal scored by Frank Stapleton, to the obvious delight of the Arsenal supporters.
After the match, the words of Don Howe had a ring of prophecy about them.
There's always one game, if you do get to the final, there's always one sticky game, and there's one game you have to have a bit of luck in. I think last year when we got to the final, we had a lucky spell against the Wolves. Tonight, we've had a little bit of luck and a little bit of ability, and we've got through.
Get through they did, right to the final, as featured in Volume 1, where Alan Sunderland's last-minute winner defeated Manchester United, and Arsenal lifted the cup for the 5th time. Now on to 1983 and a quarter-final against Aston Villa. The team includes John Hollins and Kenny Sansom at the back, with the new arrivals Tony Woodcock and the Yugoslav international Vladimir Petrovic providing the spark up front. This was Terry Neal's last season as manager before the coach Don Howe took over.
Here's Woodcock. A long throw by Sansom, searches out Davis. Petrovic almost got a foot in. Mortimer's poor clearance, volleyed again, Woodcock. What a good effort by the England player on the turn. Beautifully struck. It was a convenient height and position in a way for Spink, but an instant volley by Woodcock. Sunderland is up. Free kick then. Ricks to drive it. Here's Sansom. Away by DC. Cowans is still picking himself up, couldn't get to the ball. Ricks played it in. Sansom hooked it back. Sunderland, Woodcock! 1-0 to Arsenal. Tony Woodcock. And Gordon Cowans was hurt initially by the driven free kick from Ricks and never regained his feet. And that's why Aston Villa couldn't shut down the second attack. Ricks and Sansom, the ball played in, darts free, and Woodcock finished it. 31 minutes gone, Tony Woodcock's 15th goal for Arsenal. Sunderland. Petrovic. Sunderland again. Petrovic. Nicholas will retrieve. Good ball. Hollins. Sunderland. Oh, Petrovic with a chance. 2-0 Arsenal. Vladimir Petrovic. What a way to come back when your future's in doubt. And what a good move. Fine play by Peter Nicholas to put John Hollins in. Hollins releasing Petrovic. He saw the gap. And the unerring finish there into the far corner puts Aston Villa 2 goals down.
And good to see Hollins creating goals for Arsenal this time. Well, they may not have won the Cup since 1979, but they've played in some terrific Cup ties. Let's have a look at some of their best recent goals, starting with an absolute bonanza against Plymouth Argyle. Here's Charlie Nicholas with the first. The second goal was created by David Rocastle. Little piece of magic from him. And waiting on the far post, Niall Quinn. Rocastle again here, and Viv Anderson on the end of it. It was to be a good day for him. Here's the fourth, an even better one by the fullback. Quinn laid on the fifth for Paul Davis. And after a surging run by Perry Groves, which began in his own half, Rocastle scored number 6. Now on to 1990 and Stoke City, managed by Alan Ball.
Quinn finally breaks the deadlock.
And Shrewsbury in 1991.
Down the middle, a great run by Thomas. Oh, fabulous goal.
And Cambridge United in the quarter-final of the same year.
Winterburn's cross. Oh, great goal! Campbell's glancing header, and it was just wide of John Vaughan. Davis will take it. Adams. Bowl chipped up to the far post. Smith. Adams. It's 2-1 Arsenal.
Well, that goal did take the Gunners to Wembley for a semi-final against their great rivals Spurs. It just wasn't Arsenal's day, I'm afraid, but surely it won't be long before they're repeating those triumphant scenes from 1971. I leave you with the words of the victorious manager, Bertie Mee.
Fantastic. What does one say? What does one say? What a great game. Oh, I don't want to live through that again. Or do I? Yes, I think I do.